And if you guys have any questions, make sure you guys put them in the chat box, and then we'll go ahead and get started, and we'll answer all your questions at the end of the presentation, okay? So before we get started, I want to inform you guys about other workshops that we have coming up this week and next week, so for the rest of the month. So we have one coming up tomorrow, managing debt workshops. We also have loans to avoid workshop, and then a Starbucks work readiness workshop as well, and then first time home buying workshops. So we have some good workshops coming up. So if you guys would like to take a picture of this or screenshot it, reach out to your workforce readiness specialist so that they could assist you getting connected with the link. If you also want to email the Achievement Academy at sdhc.org, that also works as well. So please reach out to your workforce readiness specialist to get connected to these future workshops. So today's workshop, we are going to be going over creative ways to increase your income. So what you'll learn today is practical steps to get started, creative income options that you can think of, and then also how to match options to your skills and interests. So getting started, analyze your talents, skills, and experiences and how you can use them creatively. Think about skills that you have, and are these skills someone will pay you for? Are these things that you can make money out of? Maybe hobbies that you have done over the years, or things that you have skills in. Also, another way is to pay attention to your neighbors, family, and friends. What services do they need? What things may they need during this time during a pandemic? And then also, are they willing to pay you for these services? And then these are just creative ways of how you can think about, making extra money around your neighborhood. An example of this is I've had a young gentleman that would go around and pass out flyers around the neighborhood, explaining his maintenance services and his lawn services. And he started to make money around the community, around the neighborhood, because he was offering his skills and sets what he was able to do around the neighborhood. So that's a good way for you to kind of connect with neighbors, and also do it social distancing as well. So that's just a way of thinking of extra money that you can make. And then also another thing to think about when you get started are what hours you can realistically do, and what responsibilities. Does it work around your schedule? If you have another job and you're just looking to make extra side money. So think about how that would work around your schedule. And then also, can you do the work without compromising your values? Is it something that you enjoy doing? Is it something that you're able to do on the weekends? Does it work around your schedule? Is it something that you enjoy? That's something really important that you do within a work, and especially if it's a side job as well. So choosing your industry and focus. So these are some of the areas that you can think about, that you might have skills in, whether it could be technology, life skills, and home services, also transportation, health and wellness, and then also education and employment. And we'll go more into depth about these core areas and focus areas where you're able to maybe focus on, and maybe it's something that falls into some of your skill sets. So technology, graphic design is an example of a way that you can help, use that as a hobby, and use that as something that you're able to make extra money, whether you're making a website, or it's something that you have a background in and you want to get back into that you haven't been able to. Graphic design also ties along with social media. Social media has really bloomed during the pandemic. I think a lot of people have used social media as a way to start building their businesses and also putting their talents on social media, whether it may be on Facebook, Instagram, Facebook Market. A lot of people are starting to use TikTok. So, people are going to need extra, people to help build their pages, whether it's blogging, or being an influencer. So if you see people, being an influencer on these social media, um, graphic design can also tie along with that, as well as photography and videography. A lot of people are starting to build their businesses on social media, whether it's baking or cooking or, setting up, picnics at the beach and things like that. So all these kind of can tie along and work together in order to increase your income and make extra side money. And then also lifestyle and home services. So I know this can be a little bit difficult right now during this time, but people are still in need of babysitting. I think people might feel a little bit more comfortable with family or friends that may need these services. So reach out to your family and friends, people that may need babysitting services. You can also go online as well to show your skills and put your applications. There's applications that you can put on care.com, different websites where you're able to, put your skills out there and try to make extra money with that. And then house and pet sitting, people may still be needing to get, dog walking services, or, may need house sitting from time to time. Things are changing a little bit and everything is kind of up in the air with the pandemic. But, if these are services that you see people need and that you may be able to offer them, then this is something that you can make extra money with as well. And then cleaning services, cleaning houses or offices or rental properties, even Airbnbs is an example of that. So, cleaning services have become more of an essential job now due to COVID-19. So if you're needing extra money and you can find a position where you're able to, clean property, whether it's for a neighbor or for people that you might know, this is a way that you're able to reach out and make extra money. You can also make flyers, or just simply look for a job that offers this on the weekend. So this is extra money that you can make whether you're working right now or you're not working. And then lawn and yard and home maintenance as well. This is another way where you're able to, like I stated before, is make flyers for services that you might have. A lot of people have been going on Facebook Market, putting their services that they offer or any type of social media. And then also people have been offering services like removing unwanted items. People are decluttering their homes and starting to, they don't have a truck. So if you have a truck and it's something that you're able to offer, then these are flyers that you can make within your community or, post on your social media, whether it's something that you can offer just to make extra side money. So the website Tackle also helps find people that have a diverse, services that they can offer, and it ties along with, housekeeping, dog walking, cleaning services, yard and home maintenance. So it's a good website to check out if that's something that you are interested in or if you're in need of those services. And another way to make extra money is transportation. So rideshare, like Uber and Lyft, I know that it's kind of been up and down. For those services, it's not as busy as it was during the pandemic. I mean, before the pandemic, but now during the pandemic, some people are still utilizing some of those services. So if that's something that you're have experience in doing and you're interested in doing, that's something to look back into. And then also grocery shoppers have become in demand due to COVID-19. So if you are wanting to make extra money, Instacart and DoorDash, as well as Postmates, all those food delivery services are something that is it's high in demand right now. So if you are looking to make extra money, that's also a good way to follow up with that. So electric scooters and bicycles. So this has kind of been up and down, I think, due to the pandemic. But this is also a way to make extra money now that people are, going out a little bit more than when the pandemic first started. Electric scooters are something that you can pick up and, charging your own space and then just return them and you get paid for it. So that can be something you can link into. And then also personal drivers or limo drivers. So these are just examples of transportation services that you can probably use within your talents, or see if this will fit your schedule. So another way is health and wellness. So fitness yoga, personal training, or yoga instructor, or youth sports coach. These are different areas that you can look into if this is some of your talents and you know how to do this. This is a way to kind of advertise yourself. I know a lot of people on social media are starting to do that. I know I've taken virtual workout classes as well, and paid for them. So it's also a good way to kind of get started virtually, and also, with the pandemic, if it starts becoming something that eventually goes away, then this can also help your side business as well. So, if this is something that you are interested, just know that you can start your own page on social media, or follow up with. That way you can, start kind of building that network as well. And then education and employment services. So tutoring, any substitute teaching, or any life coaching that you may have experience in, as well as resume and cover letter writing. So these are areas, if these are side things that you can make money with. Tutoring, I think right now is something that may be a need due to parents working from home and not being able to tend to their children, and tutoring. So if that's something that you have experience in, I think that's definitely something to tap into in order to make extra side money. And so as far as life coaching and substitute stuff, that's something that you can also follow up with. Life coaching is, if that's something that you know how to improve people's lives, then that's something also to tap into. Resume and cover letter writing. So, this is another way to make good money. I remember in college, I would assist friends with their resumes, and then eventually would start, making extra money with it. So, these are just different ideas of how you can tap into ways to increase your income. So another way is selling garden and produce, whether it's at a farmer's market or anything along those lines. Selling arts and craft, that also ties along with farmers markets as well. And translation. So if you are bilingual, trilingual, or have any services where you're able to translate, that's also something that you can get into as well. If you want your translation certificate, that's something that you can also look into during this time to make extra money on the side. Sign language services are also a good way to make extra money as well. It's still needed, even though we are in a pandemic. It is something that can be done virtually as well. And so, it's a good way to make extra money. And then also freelance and event planning. This is another way to make extra money. With that being said, a lot of people are getting creative on making those picnics at the beach or the park, and starting to do the event planning privately, and doing more of different services during this time in the pandemic. So those services are there. So if that's one of your talents, then that's maybe something that you can tap into or look into during this time. And then catering. So if this is something that you did before, or have experience in, and you want to make extra money, this is also a good way to make to look into. And then yard sales and swap meets. So this is a good way to make money, also to declutter. I know a lot of people that declutter their homes and then put things for free on OfferUp, and then people pick them up and resell and do all that good stuff. So it's an extra way to make money and, resell things as well. So what are your next steps? So what kind of work interests you? These are questions to ask yourself. What are things that interest you, that way that you're going to be able to make extra money? What can you do to start making money immediately? And then also think, is it realistic? Is it something that you're able to do? Is it something that falls into your schedule? Is it something that, if it does, become something that's more steady, how are you going to prepare for that? And what resources will you need? So also, think about what, financial resources that you might need during that time as well, and how to prepare for that. And then what are the challenges? What challenges can come with this? This can come with extra costs. This can come with, maybe an extra hand that you might need while you're building your business or you're trying to increase your income. And then will the effort be worth the reward? So you want to make sure it's something that you enjoy doing, especially if it's going to be something that's going to maybe, interfere in your weekends, or is something that you're not going to be able to, always have time to, do other things that you are interested in. So you want to make sure it's something that you enjoy. You want to make sure it's a job that you can do. And then, if you enjoy doing something, how can you make money for it? So think about those things that, ask yourself those questions. That way you're able to prepare for that. And, if it is a small business that ends up starting to bloom, start looking into small business certificates, reach out to your workforce readiness specialists. That way they can help you plan it out. Think about ways that it's going to make you money and how you can plan that out, and, ask for help. So if you're still not sure what type of, side hustle that you want to do or side job that you would like to do, here are some examples or some websites where you can get a free career self-assessment. So if you'd like take a picture or a screenshot of this will kind of give you an idea of what, is molded around your personality. So, this is a great way to kind of start tapping into what you're going to be interested in and what you can be good on and what will fall into your personality characteristics. So remember, there are two ways to increase your wealth: increase your means or decrease your wants. The best is to do both at the same time. Benjamin Franklin. Any questions or comments?
We had one question asking if they could do babysitting without a license. And if they're going through some of the services that we talked about earlier, like care.com, Tackle, or Home Advisors, they can actually apply to any of those for any of the services we're talking about. And they get paid based on, a fee. And they're under the umbrella of these particular agencies until they can get themselves set up.
Yeah, so there's different ways to start. You can start with the company that way. And then also if you are wanting to maybe start your own care provider agency or anything like that, that's also something that, is going to be important in order to start making money and have licenses, especially during this time. So, that is something that, you can get started, but reach out to family and friends if that's something that you want to do. But if you really want to do it as a business, it's important to have those certifications and licenses. Any more questions?
I have a question. So what my question is pretty much, I really want to do tutoring, but I just don't know how to get started in that, because I really want to try doing it.
Yeah, do you have experience in it? That's a question to ask yourself as well. If it's something that you've done before, where you can create a portfolio or a resume where it shows your experiences and start reaching out to people that may be hiring for that.
I do have experience in it.
Okay. So what I think a good way to get started is to start writing down your experience on your resume and start building that way.
Okay, because I think you mentioned that I could ask my workforce ready specialist if I want to create a side hustle, because I really do.
Yeah, it's important also to have different streams of income, right? Just because, during the pandemic, you never know what's going to happen. So it's a good way to start tapping into your talents and seeing what you're able to do. But I would start by creating a resume that's specifically geared towards that and reaching out to people that are seeking tutors.
If you need a child to tutor, I got a 14-year-old here that needs some damn help in some math, in some French. I don't know who can speak some French, and some biology, because he's flunking, baby. So he could be hey, we can set up a Zoom or some over Facebook Messenger or something, honey. There you go.
I
You can
agree. I
you
have a
make you some
saying.
business class, make you some business cards. Black San Diego, there you can advertise there. They're always looking for I see people always looking for trying to find somebody for a tutor for their child. But this
Yeah,
child here, man,
because
sorry about this one here.
I have a child. I work for childcare careers, and like I like to tutor, so that's the whole thing. I just don't know how to, you know.
You want to talk to Sylvia about that and let her try to help you get that set up. But I also recommend that you look at the Southwestern College on National. They have a setup. They have advisors to help you set up your business, if that's
Oh
what you want to do.
wow!
And
At
it's for
Southwestern?
free. It's for free. And Axion also has the same type of options for you, as well as a couple of others. Axion and I think it's Mana. They're all for setting up small businesses, if that's what you want to do. So talk to your work readiness specialist and she can help you with that, okay?
Thank you.
We do have people talking about selling things on eBay and OfferUp. There's also Macari and Poshmark and a couple of others. Those are really great sites where you don't actually have to go to a person. They can actually be shipped out. So that'll be a good one. They also talked about free childcare classes on continuing education for free. So yes, and for those of you that are having issues with, tutoring, we do have some options. Amanda, I think that was you. I can always send you, I think it's the guitar band or something of that nature. It's a tutoring service where you can leave the child there at 8:30 and they pick them up at 3. I'll forward that information out.
Okay, yeah, that'll work. Because he does need the help, I mean, yeah, and I don't want him to keep on falling behind,
Sure.
it's hard for all the kids. So I think, everybody's kids are struggling right now, so they need that extra help. And we parents just can't do it all. We just can't.
Yeah. It's difficult during this time, especially if you're working from home and then having your kids, needing help as well. And, of course, you're the parent, they're going to reach out to you as well. So tutoring is something that is essential during this time. So if you're in need of resources, reach out to your workforce readiness specialist. If this is your specialty, now is a way to start, getting started with that as well. So, it's a good time to start tapping into that talent that you might have.
Who is C2SDK? So we can put your name in there and give you credit for the workshop. The person that came in towards the end, so that we can set that up and put your name in there.
Yes, if we can, yes.
Who else has some different ideas for increasing your income?
So I have a question. With the tutoring, I would make my own business, or would I just get on a payroll? Because I really want to help.
It's up to you, whichever way works best for you. So what I would do is talk to Sylvia about that, because she's the one that would be able to assist you. She knows you better, so she knows the options for you. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'd like to add regarding your tutoring, if you want to do paid and then you do some nonprofit in an income tax type of a setting, you would be able to balance out and owe nothing back. Like take a little, give a little. Just an FYI, something for you to think about.
That's great. Thank you for sharing. Does anybody else have any experiences or any, ways that they can make extra money?
Well, I always thought about, I've always thought about doing something in transportation, but I used to do Uber and I just got burnt out and, you know, from doing it. But while I was doing Uber, I started asking, you know, clients about, you know, even men and women and, you know, of all different ages about how they felt about whether, you know, would they prefer women drivers or male drivers? And most of them felt way more comfortable with women drivers, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that would be cool. Like, you know, having something, you know, where I would be able to like pick up kids or whatever of single parents, you know, stick with, you know, because we need that, you know, single moms,
Yes.
we need those, we need that type, you know, where someone, a parent, you know, where you can rely on someone to get your kid after school and drop them off at home, or, you know what I'm saying, or their grandparents' house, or, you know what I'm saying? Because there is a transportation company that was doing it, Kitty Commute,
Mm-hmm.
they were doing it, but I don't know, you know, something like that, but I thought
That may
about
be
that.
an option. That may be an option for you, Amanda. You may
Yeah.
want to think about looking into something like that and start out with individuals that you already know, and you can offer your services to them to begin with, and then grow it from there.
That's true.
Yeah. Start
So
with
many
people
other
that
things.
that are comfortable with you and that you know, especially during this pandemic, you know, people are more prone to reach out to people that they know and offer their services. So it's a good way to start that. So if it's something that you guys are really wanting to tap into, reach out to your workforce readiness specialist. That way they can help you plan it out. And you know, kind of, you know, untangle your thoughts. You know, sometimes we have wants and we don't really pursue them because we don't talk about our goals and you know, stuff like that out loud. But it's something that you can plan out with your workforce readiness specialist. That way you guys are able to, you know, have extra money and have, you know, multiple streams of income if you're already working. So just food for thought with that. So any other questions? No? All right, I think that will be the end of our workshop today. Thank you for attending. You know, remember, we do have our other workshops. Don't forget about those. Also reach out to your workforce readiness specialist to get those links. So thank you for coming and have a great day.